Is it just me that when I was a kid, every time I saw one of those talking toys, I imagined how funny it would be if it just said horrible things?
And he really talks.
Well, I'm an adult now, with money and access to the internet, so I think it's time to make one of those. So I thought of a couple options that I think would be pretty funny, okay? Elmo, Woody from Toy Story,
My hat's gone.
Here it is.
Oh, you little shit. Hey.
Winnie the Pooh, Ted, or Mickey Mouse. And I made a poll called, "What toy should I turn evil?" And the winner was Woody. The first thing I need to make this is obviously the toy. So I went on Amazon and I found it. It's $52. $52 for this. There's no way I'm paying $52 for this. What the fuck? So yeah, here's me unboxing it. Now, I wanted to look inside at the electronics to see what we had to work with. But it felt a little weird considering that Woody's whole thing is that he's alive, but he's just pretending that he's not. So to make things more humane, I put a tiny chloroform rag over his mouth and then threw him in an ice bath. Now, the easiest way to access the electronics is taking his pants off and bending him over, which is not a fun sentence to say or something that is fun to work with, especially since whoever designed this thought it was a good idea to make the pack the same color as his skin. So it really does look like he's just got his cheeks hanging out. And the worst part is definitely the sounds he was making while I was ripping his ass out.
Hey, howdy, hey. Gotcha.
Oh no. Now, there wasn't a good way of getting into this, so I had to bring the big boy tools out. You might be wondering why I didn't use the screwdriver to begin with, and that's because I wanted to hammer and drill things. It's that simple. After taking a closer look at this, I'm not actually sure why I opened it because I have no idea what the fuck I'm looking at. So I decided that I was just gonna build my own thing. I told myself, can't be that hard, right? Right? So I have these little Arduinos and you can do pretty much anything with them. So I went on YouTube, typed in, how to play sounds on an Arduino, took a couple notes, wrote the steps down, bought everything I needed, got a little mad when it wasn't working, got sad when I couldn't figure out anything that I wrote down, realized the tutorial wasn't that hard, I'm just stupid. But then I noticed something. This breadboard is not going to fit up Woody's ass, which means I'm going to need to solder things together. And to do that, I need a soldering iron, which is very hot because, you use it to melt metal. And I've failed to remember that multiple times because I burnt my fingerprints off to the point where I couldn't unlock my phone. Not once, but like 3 times. It's fine though because they grow back. It's just never going to be the same, you know what I mean? And a soldering iron is kind of hard to use if you don't know what you're doing, because you'll do things like use wires that don't stick to the solder and not realize that's what's happening. So you try to solder something for like 3 hours with solder that doesn't stick, or buy wires that are too big for what you're working on. But once you get past all of that, it's actually not that bad. After a lot of hours and a couple of prototypes, I ended up with this, which is basically a little thing that you can put sound files on the SD card, put the SD card inside of it, and then if you connect these 2 wires together, it picks a random sound on the SD card and then plays it. It's basically what's inside of Woody, but I can choose whatever sound I want. And the sound I want is Woody saying dumb things, which was actually pretty easy to get because of AI. I don't know if you've seen any of those clips around, but if someone's popular enough, you can make them say pretty much anything you want.
I just dropped like a 150 milligram edible, and I'm feeling fucking zooted. Honestly, I'm feeling on the neck on the top floor right now. I'm about to design like 30 new fucking space cars and get us to Mars.
So I looked around and found a website that lets you do this, and it has a bunch of voices. Some work pretty good.
Hello, I'm a text-to-speech system. Here's an example of my voice reading this message.
And then some are less great, like the Scooby-Doo one.
Hello, I'm a text-to-speech system. Please mindful of my voice reading this message.
Thankfully, the Woody one's pretty good.
Hello, I'm a text-to-speech system.
So then with that, I just thought of a couple lines that I thought would be funny and save them somewhere. Now, I didn't want to waste all the electronics from Woody, and the speaker I had wasn't the loudest. So I thought, hey, why don't I just try and take the speaker that was already in Woody and swap it out with the speaker that I have? Maybe it'll be louder. Not bad. And I also needed a button, so why not just use the button that was already in Woody? Now, the last thing I needed to solder was the battery. All that was left to do was to neatly pack this up and then put it inside of Woody.
Oh.
After that, he was finally done. Introducing the all-new Woody. Your new best friend comes with over 30 sounds and phrases.
Hey partner, mommy and daddy asked me to tell you that they don't love each other anymore. Get your dirty hands off my string, bitch!
Hey Woody, do you want to play today?
Shut up, ugly! This is why your parents don't fucking love you.
Hey Woody, have you seen Buzz?
Let me tell you, he'd be easier to find if he hadn't slept with my wife. I don't have nostrils, but I can still tell your breath fucking stinks. There's a snake in my boot, and there's about to be a boot in your ass. How about instead of playing with toys, you grow up and get a job you broke, bitch? Santa's not real. Santa's not real. Santa's not real. Santa's not real.
Woody, the kids at school are making fun of me again.
Probably because you're a huge fucking pussy.
This cowboy even comes to life.
I just shit myself.
She don't love me, partner. Never did. Red, fuck. Buzz, you've really gone and done it this time. I'm really sorry, partner. Where the fuck are my car keys? Do you have my car keys, Buzz? Green. Fuck. If only you'd stayed, Andy. If only you'd stayed.
Alright, so that's the end for this video, but I've got a whole list of stuff coming up. If you want to see that, consider subscribing.